Ever wondered why your juicy pot is always dry each time you are making out with your man? Huh? Now, it's possible that years back, it was very easy for you to get wet. I mean, you were a kind of woman who could even splash, as in, psh, 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 psh. But these days, even when you try to take some water before the game, even when your man tries to, romance you, get down there and still, it's very hard for you to get wet. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be sharing with you some of the 10 reasons that may have constituted to you getting to that position or to that condition. Okay, well, my name is Pamoil, aka GCP, and you are welcome to my YouTube and TikTok, depending on which platform you are watching me from. If you're watching from YouTube, please go right ahead and subscribe. If you're watching from TikTok, give me a follow. And on both channels, if you find this video helpful or interesting, please go right ahead and leave a comment. Don't forget to give me a like, and don't forget to please share this video. Now, before we jump on to our points of the day, you need to know that every woman naturally is meant to be wet. I mean, naturally, as long as she is prepared, as long as she is mentally stable, then she should be able to get wet. And as much as some women easily get wetter than the others, and as much as other women have more water than the others, but in nutshell, every woman should have the ability to get wet. So our point number one is excess use of contraceptives. Yes. Now, they always say that they are two sides of the coin. Yeah. And as much as contraceptives help ladies to control childbirth and also control them from unwanted pregnancies, but these contraceptives also have a negative side of it, and one of them is you going dry, especially if you use them for longer period of time or longer years. Okay, because when you are just starting them, I mean months or a year or two into using them, everything might be okay, but when you use it for say 5 to 10 years, then definitely these are some of the side effects that you will realize, okay, or that you will face. Yeah. Now, what some women do, or the other way that most women even make it worse, is by just walking into a pharmacy and buying these contraceptives. Now, that is a very, very dangerous. It's important that you go for medical review, go see a doctor, let them examine you and find out which of these contraceptives is best for your use. Okay, it's not that any kind of contraceptives should be used. No, they should examine you and see which of them is compatible to your body. Point number 2 is dehydration. Now, most of us women never take enough water, especially on days that we are not at home. Now, because we reach to work and become very busy and become buried in work, then we forget to take enough water. Now, remember, water nourishes your body, and in order for you to be able to have the water to let out while in the act, then you have to make sure that you're taking enough amount of water. So women, please improve on the amount of water that you take on a daily. Point number 3 is use of scented soaps and scented fumes. Now, I've made several videos on this, and I have always discouraged you about using the scented fumes and soaps. I keep telling you that that shit is supposed to have its natural scent, so you do not need these fumes. These companies that make these products will always tell you about the good side of it, of how your Juicypot is going to smell good, but they will not tell you about the bad side of it. Now, remember, these products will have chemicals in them, and as you keep using them, in the long run, they will cause dryness into your Juicypot. So please make sure to check. Next point, number 4, is hygiene. Very, very important, hygiene. Now, most of us are not good when it comes to hygiene, even though we shall look glittering on the outer, but inside there, we need to improve. Now, we all know that our Juicypot is situated in a place that is kind of hard for it to breathe. Okay, so one of the ways that you can improve on your hygiene is that once in a while, not even once in a while, but in between your day, make sure to go in the washrooms and clean yourself, okay? Use water and clean yourself. Do not only wait till you come back home. No, that is wrong. But at the course of the day, make sure that at least 2 to 3 times you go in the washroom and wash your Juicypot, okay? Now, the other thing is that most women or some women, when they are going to sleep, they sleep in panties or in knickers. Now, that is really, really wrong. Now, remember, your Juicypot has been packed throughout the day, okay? You didn't have time to breathe. So when you are going to sleep, please leave the sister to breathe. Give us some breathing space. So make sure not to sleep in knickers. Sleep when you're free. And if you don't have a man, make sure that one leg is this side and one leg is the other side. And let her breathe. Let her enjoy some breathing space. Next point, number 5, is stress. We all know how dangerous stress is, and in as much as it's kind of hard to avoid stress, but please try as much as possible to avoid stress. In a way, it also affects the wetness of your Juicypot. Point number 6 is feeding habits. Now, ladies, you need to know that there is a kind of foods that you will eat and will help you be more wet in bed, and that kinds of food that you will eat and will make you just go dry. So don't just eat any kinds of food. Check and see what helps you to become wet and eat more of that kind of foods. Next point, number 7, is infection. Now, women, it is normal to get infection. Some of you become shy to go for medication. It's normal to get these infections, but what is most important is that you seek for medication as soon as possible. Do not relax till it reaches the last stage and then now go for medication. When you do that, then it affects your system, and in a way it even affects the wetness of your Juicypot. Okay, next point, number 8, is excessive use of alcohol. Now, we all know that alcohol is not bad, but as long as you take it excessively, then it will start giving you the side effects, okay? So take alcohol at reasonable volume, but do not take excess. When you do that, in a way, it will affect your Juicypot. Trust you me. Next point, number 9, is old age. Now, this one, we cannot avoid it, okay? We cannot avoid it, yeah? We are human beings. We are born as babies. We go through all these stages, and finally, you get to that age. And when you get to that age, it's kind of impossible for you to avoid it, okay? So if you are, say, 50 years and above, then of course, it is obvious that you will have a dry Juicypot. I mean, there's nothing more you can do about it. And lastly, point number 10 is excessive sex, excessive sex. Now, some of you love this thing so much that, oh my G, you would have it for breakfast, you would have it for lunch, you would have it for dinner, and then the cycle continues. Now, it is okay to have sex. I'm not saying that it's bad, but when you have it excessively, then in a way, it can also cause dryness. I mean, just imagine the sister poured water in the morning, the sister poured water during lunch, in the evening, then again the next day. Come on. I mean, definitely it will go dry at some point of time. Well, guys, that has been it from me to you. I hope you've really loved the video, and I hope you've learned something out of it. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this topic. In case you feel there's something I've left out, please be free to share. In case you feel that I've given it to you best and hot, still let me know in the comment section. Give me a like and I will be grateful. Well, I hope to see you next with another video.